Alright guys, I'm back again with part 3 of our look into my stash. The tour continues, so let's just jump right back into it. Alright, first one we got here is from one of my all-time favorite mech series, Armored Trooper Votoms. These are these little tiny mini kits that they had. They were 1/60th scale, and they were tiny little things, but they built up really nicely. This is what this guy looks like. These are the most realistic of the real robot genre of any of the Japanese anime, and just happen to be one of my favorite. They're much smaller in scale than the other real robots, such as the Gundams, as you can tell by the 1/60th scale and the size of the pilot in relation to the mech itself. They all ride in the chest cavity with the head using these targeting cameras. It's as close to a real robot design as you can get. And if you can catch them on YouTube, you can catch quite a few videos on the Votoms Armored Troopers. It's amazing to watch. Let's take a look inside this tiny little thing. So you can see that there really is a model kit in here. This is the whole thing right here. They are really nicely detailed. Even have decals. Take a look at the instruction sheet. Nice picture of the mech itself. Very simple construction. It's a good picture of the completed mech. So we can focus that a little bit, get a little clearer image. How cool is that? I said this has to be my all-time favorite of all the real robot genre, because of the realism that they painstakingly made them as real as can be. This is made by trying to figure out who marketed this. Don't know because it's in Japanese. Union Model Company Limited, it says here. But they are very cool. We'll have more Votoms coming up as we go through this. Alright, let's get the next one. Okay, here we have one that's a little too big for my little display area here. This is a Double Zeta Gundam. This thing is fantastic. Look at the size of this box. It's a large scale. What scale? It says 1/100 scale, and of course it's by Bandai. And when I first found this thing, I was blown away by it. Look at that. How cool is that? And more of the mechs in this line. Let's take a look at the other side, and this thing actually has its transformation mode, where it transforms into a fighter. Also has a core fighter on the inside, which is a small fighter jet that's inside of the mech. But let me show you why I always thought this kit was amazing. We already know that Bandai has multicolored runners in their kits, which is cool all in itself. But I remember opening this one up, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. Am I thinking about the right kit? Hold on, guys. I may be wrong about this. This might be a different kit that I'm thinking of. There was one of the large ones which totally blew me away, and it's not this one. as you can see how cool this thing is just in its size. But I did get it mixed up with another one. It's been a long time since I looked at these things. And look at this instruction manual. Let's pull back a little bit. Look at this Bandai Double Zeta Gundam instruction manual. The thing is, the manual itself is huge. And as usual, we have the Bandai technical drawings showing you the operations and the internals. All in Japanese, of course. Like all the trees. Very cool. This is a very, very nice kit. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Alright, here we have another Gundam, an RX F91. Again, also made by Bandai. One of the larger sized ones, but not as big as the last one I just showed you. And let's see if we got some better pictures here, as this box has had a little bit of... There we go, you can see the guy all finished up. There it is with his energy shield. It's a really good looking kit. Now, this box, you do have a bit of box art here showing the mobile suit here in comparison in size to its pilot, which is a great bit of box art there. And then here we have an actual picture of the finished model. So that's a very cool combination of both. But let me show you what I wanted to show you on the last one. This is how cool this model is. If we look at this tree, we have one part that's molded with all the colors already in it. You can see the runners, the red, the yellow, and the blue, and they molded it all together. Never seen that before on another kit. And you can see it here also. You can see it in the shield, the feet. That is actually something that's really cool, how they have these multicolored parts already molded in the colors they're supposed to be. I've never seen that done before. Even have the lettering, so this is obviously not a kit that they intend you to paint, as they wanted to give it to you ready to assemble, which is pretty neat feature of this kit. I think it's the only one I have that has that feature. And here's a finished mech here, and all the decal work. So even just out of the box, no paint at all, it's going to make a very impressive model. And this one here looks like all they did was add some panel lining. And here we have a photo of the model itself. And of course we have all of our, let's just see, make sure we're not missing anything. There we go. All of our technical drawings and views of the mobile suit. And this is your standard Tamiya map-like instruction booklet. So that was one of the cool features of this kit, and one that I really would like to maybe I'll see exactly how rare this one is and put it together just to do an out-of-the-box build and see how that's gonna look. Alright, let's move on to our next guy. Okay, this is another kit by Ari based on the Macross line of mechanized fighting machines. And this, I love the Ari ones because they have really great paintings of the mechs. usually on a white background, but I mean that just looks fantastic. And then you have the anime versions of it on the side of the box. And then we have pictures of the actual built model. This is a really, really cool kit. Those of you who are Robotech fans will recognize this as Chiron's Battle Pod. And it just looks great. This again another vintage one, and you gotta decide whether it's something I want to build or not, because these vintage kits are getting very hard to find, and might be something that's just worth curating, as I've heard Lucas C put it, or Matt from Model Car Videos, curating these and passing them on as more historical artifacts of the modeling world. So it's very cool, and now it's time to move on to the next one. Okay, here we have an interesting line from Bandai of Gundam models, and these come as pre-built mobile suits, but they're also partial model kits, as the other parts come on trees. You have to remove the parts, put them together, and assemble everything. Let's take a look at one right here, which is the Shiki, which was always one of my favorites. Let's see what we can get out of here. These are very cool. Look at this. It comes with blueprints of the mobile suit itself, with all the dimensions for the suit. Very, very cool. Then let's just pop this thing open. Now this is another one that's kind of a cross between model kit and action figure toy. These guys have very limited mobility. The arms. They have suction cups for the feet. Not really sure what that was all about, in case you wanted to put them anywhere. And here, this one I have obviously at some point gotten in there and taken the parts off the sprues. But it's a very good little look back at a little bit of mobile suit history. Poppy Beth's catalog. Oh, here we have quite a few of the toys and accessories that were available back in the 80s. Some of the stuff I'm sure is quite hard to find now. As I haven't seen these anywhere in quite some time. Oops, and on the camera. Let's put all of this back in there now. So you can see you have to assemble the backpack, the gun. It is actually a really cool little kit. Here's another one of a Hyzak, which is a offshoot of the Zaku units. Has a bit more, a few more accessories to put on, but they are very cool. As I said, they're more of a showpiece. There's not much of an not much articulation going in there, but pretty cool nonetheless. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is from an anime called, not even sure how to pronounce it, Zabungo. I have no idea how that's pronounced. I just thought it was a pretty cool looking mech unit. As you can see, it's got guns here, it's got guns here, and where the pilot sits up there. This looks like another control room here. I thought it was a pretty interesting idea for a mech, and that's what caught my eye when I first saw it. Again, back to the box art. Not that this box has seen better days, but these things have been packed away for years, and it's been a long time since I've even seen these things. Let's take a look in here and see if we can see a little more, get a little more idea of what this guy is. We can focus it on that. See, now that is very cool looking. You can see it's even got a pilot or a gunner up on top. This thing's got guns everywhere. It is actually very, very cool. And here it is in some camouflage. And here it is in some other livery. You can see it's got the shark teeth on the arms. That is very, very, very cool. And of course we have our standard Bandai full out map-like instructions. Here go all our screws. This is a very cool kit. Zabungle, I think is what it was called. 3-dimension models by Bandai. These are more of the mechs in that line, I guess. It's an interesting line also. I mean, they really are mechanical looking. So they are pretty cool. This, of course, is, what scale is this? 1/100 scale. Walker Machine Collection number 5. Here's one last look at this box art before we move on to the next guy. That is pretty cool. Alright, let's go to the next one. Okay, here we got 2 more Gundams. This one here, the Jagan, is like almost like an infantry unit, if I remember right, which is one of my favorites of the Gundams, and I think they may have released this one recently in a newer version of it. Or I might be confusing it with another one. But here's a good look at it. There we go. There's a good look at them all built up. It is actually a pretty good looking mobile suit. I really like the design of this one. And again, the box art really got me on this one because that is just a cool looking Gundam. And now, another cool looking Gundam is this one right here. Take a look at that. Now that's an awesome looking mech suit. From that Darth Vader style head to the dark colors. I think it's actually pretty cool. Mobile suit XM01. This is from Gundam F91, which I will admit I've never seen F91. But they had some really nice designs. Let's get a good look at him right here. Take a look at that. How cool is that? With the energy shield. Now they show him here in a dark gray, but this is definitely a guy who would have to be like a very, very dark like a graphite type gray, or a definitely a matte black or something along those lines. Just a really menacing color. Look at that. That is cool. So these are two cool kits. This one here is from 1991. This one here is from 1988. So very, very cool. All right, next one coming up. All right, this is from Gundam Wing. They call this an action figure model kit, which is a little different than what they usually put on their kits. Pretty neat, this one, the design of the come on, focus in. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. That is a cool looking suit. Looks like it's got plenty of opportunity for panel lining, this one. And it has a transformation mode also. And I guess these would be the other suits in the same line. Again, that's very cool box art. Looks like it's taken directly off the anime. You can see his transformation mode here, his mech suit here. Take a quick peek at this one. Look at that. Now that is some cool build right there. Oh, this is a fold out showing all of the other Gundam Heavy Arms Custom. Oh, I have that one. Serpent Custom, I don't have that. I don't have too many of these. Oh, Heavy Arms Custom again. And here we have a whole bunch more. Video, very cool little advertisement there. And here we have our technical sheet, which is very cool there. With another great photo of the model there. That is very, very cool. And then what do we have here? Oh, this is interesting. What is it? Why is there a separate Wing Gundam 144 scale? Yes, this is from here. Parts list. This looks like the but then this is also, I don't know why it's got two of them. It's the exact same thing, but printed on a separate sheet here. Interesting. Don't know what that's all about, and I guess we never will. As old as this kit is, our trees. This came with stickers, no water slide decals, which is something I've never liked. A lot of the Bandai kits did come with stickers instead of water slides. Never really been a fan of that. So at that point, I'd rather just paint the stuff in. And remember when we used to do everything by mail? So there we go. That's very cool. All right, we got an interesting one coming up now. All right, those of you who are Macross fans will recognize Misa Hayase as one of the main characters from Macross. The box is a little too tall to put here, so we'll put it on its side here so you guys can take a look. This is actually a resin kit from Sukuda Hobby. This is their Jumbo Figure Series, which is a pretty cool representation of Misa. being a big Macross fan that I am, which started with my introduction to Robotech. Here you can see some of the parts here. Let me give you a look at that. Again, this kit has never been. It's pretty cool, this stand that it comes with. It's almost like a display pad from the Golza fleet. Oh, looks like we have a broken hand here. Oh, no, that hand gets... Oh, the hand is a separate part on that arm. Interesting, I wonder why. But this is very cool. I think it's resin. It's very heavy. But it's very cool. They had an entire line of these figures. Not all from Macross. If that's not Macross, you can see quite a few different animes there. But this is a very cool figure. I haven't seen these anywhere. Might be somewhat rare, but it's just kind of cool to have. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, here we have another interesting figure model. This is Char Aznavour from Gundam. And this is a pretty cool model. The full build up and paint. Oops. Here you get a good look at exactly what he looks like. All painted up. 1/20th scale. It is pretty cool. I have another one which I've already built a long time ago. This is Amuro Ray, which is the Char's nemesis, or Char is his nemesis in the Gundam franchise. Now Char will be roughly about the same size. They were pretty cool kits. I did this one quite a ways back, and they just built into figures of basically the characters. Here is the entire selection of characters that you had. This is Amuro, which is this one here. Then you have Char, you have the other characters from the original Gundam series. So that's pretty neat. Okay, here we have another one which I really liked, just based on the medieval motif it had, like knights and swords and all of this, transferred to mechs. This was called Panzer World Gallant, and it was an anime. I've never actually seen it, but as you can see, there must have been some interesting stuff going on. Here we have a centaur like mech facing off against this guy. Always been curious about the anime on this, as I said, because of its whole medieval motif. He also has some sort of transformation mode. It's very cool. This one I think may have actually belonged to my brother years ago. And is now part of the collection. Does look very cool though. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, here we have another Gundam from Bandai from 1988. The Gira Doga. This one I really like based just on the box art. I mean, I just thought it was really cool with this guy with the shield, with what appears to be rockets on the shields, that gun, and the really cool look of the armor. As usual, the box art is what gets me with these. Let's give you a good look at this guy right here. That is very cool with the mono eye. Here, look at all the accessories that come with the guy in the kit. This is very cool. All right, let's keep it moving. Here we have an interesting one. Whereas all the Macross kits we've seen so far are from Ari, this one is actually from Bandai. Now, I don't know if it's actually a reboxed Ari kit or if it's an actual original mold from Bandai. That I really couldn't tell you, but it does come with some interesting accessories. Most notably, it's got this pretty cool trailer and ladder for when he's in jet mode. Now it does look very similar to the Ari kit, so I don't know if there's anything that might just be a reboxed Ari kit. I think it is. And here we get, of course, this is very cool, you get a technical card, again, to put in your notebook to collect. You get we'll get a really cool decal placement guide, which, again, these things are so cool, you could hang these on your wall. I mean, these things are really cool. And here we have a transformation guide. So yeah, transform. This is, I think this is the same Ari kit. And here we have for the landing gear, showing you how to put it together. And I'm assuming this is tips on how to build. Now, one interesting part of this kit is that it brings real metal parts for the landing gear, real rubber tires for the cart. And the landing gear doors are here separate. These are what they call their variable parts, their main landing gear, the rubber tires, front tires. Oh, and this is the tow hook for the, this is the front landing gear, I'm guessing. Very cool, but as I said, I don't know if it's the same kit as the Ari kit, but I'm starting to think it may not be. This may be an original Bandai mold. Which would make this kit even cooler. But that box art was freaking fantastic there. Look at that. Love that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, here we're running into two more Gundam kits. This is a very cool one here from Double Zeta Gundam. Is the kit this is from. Here you can see a bunch of the other models that are available. This is also from Bandai. This is 1/144 scale. And let's give you guys a look at the built-up mech. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. Take one last look at the box art. Very, very cool. Okay. Now, next up is Z Gundam Full Action Wave Rider. This is very cool because it also has a full transformation. And here we have that great box art again. Here it is in its flight mode. And as you can tell from these older kits, unlike the newer ones which have panel lines and details everywhere, it's a little sparse on these. But I mean, that's to be expected from this older generation of kits. I'm trying to see what year this was. I'm gonna guess this is somewhere around 88 or 89. Oh, 1985, actually older than I thought. Even though they do look really great assembled. And you can see the panel lining is very limited. But even so, it's a great looking kit. Okay, let's keep it going. Okay, here we have something that's really cool. This is what they call their high complete model. Now these models are 1/144 scale. They released a few of them for quite a few different anime series. And what these are complete mobile suit models. Huh, that doesn't look like it's part of that. Here's a beam saber. Again, they come with instruction booklets that show you how to assemble the components. A little technical briefing showing you how to position it. Very, very, very cool. But unlike the other ones, these have full articulation. Let's pull this guy out so we can show him to you. Let's see if I can get him out. Hold on. Let's do this off camera here. There we go. Okay, these have full articulation, or good articulation for the time that they were made. And they really did have decent posability. Nicely detailed. They really were just nice, smaller scale Gundam models that were primarily pre-built, but that were made so that you could do your own bit of detail work. Oh no, these were part of this kit. It even came with decals that you could apply. And this is again the Shiki, one of my favorites. It's a very cool looking model. They had a range of these in this high complete model range, which was very cool. And here you have a card to send away for something or another, which is in Japan because of the only in Japan, so I don't know what that is. Well, these are almost like blueprint models, I would say, which I do have a few of these. Some of them are on display, but that's primarily what you get with these. They're always in the same style box with the same style of a blueprint display on it. This had to also have been from let me see if I can see a copyright date on here anywhere. 1985. These were very, very cool. I enjoyed collecting these. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, here we have two more Gundams. As I was really into my Gundam phase in those days. This is from 1988, 1995 Gundam Death Scythe. And two really cool models. This was just a very strange design, so I did kind of like it just for its weirdness. And I think it also comes with a tiny little Gundam as well in the kit. And we can get it to focus on that. I just thought it was a unique design, not like something I'd seen before. So that just totally grabbed my attention. he also has a transformation mode. So that was very cool. This is the Aziru, I guess what they call it. So it's very, very cool. And this one was the Gundam Death Scythe, which I also thought was worse. This box art just got me on this one. Look at this. That just looks badass. Let me give you a good look at it. That's not Wing Gundam Shenlong Gundam. That's not the one I'm looking for. This is right here. Okay, let's see if we can give you a good look at that. Look at that. Look at how cool that looks. All the detail on that. Now that is really cool. Look at that scythe. All the clear energy parts. Very, very cool. Alright, here we have another pair of very large size 1/100 scale RX 178 Gundam. This thing is very, very cool. This is from 1988. And it's a very large scale Gundam filled with all sorts of accessories and details. Now, well, detailing for 1988. Again, as you can see, there's a lack of fine panel lining. And the look is quite a bit more simplified than what we get today. But it's still a really, really cool kit. And look at that box art. That is cool. This one here, again, the box art is what got me. This is the transformable mobile flute, 1/144 scale. This one's from 1988 also. How cool is that? And there he is there with all of his armor. That big gun. I mean, that is cool. That is one heavy looking Gundam. Makes me wonder if he'd be able to stand up on his own with all that weight he's lugging around. But that is one cool box. Alright guys, we're gonna move on. Alright guys, here we have two more really cool Gundams. This one's from 1997, that's from 1987, so these are models made 10 years apart. And they both look really cool. I mean, this box art is fantastic. So let's take a close-up look at this one here, which is one of my favorites. Who would not love a Gundam with a humongous gun like that? I mean, look at that thing. That is cool. Let's take a look at what the finished kit looks like. Look at that thing. You would not want to have to mess with that. That is some heavy metal right there. That is cool. Alright, now let's take a look at the other guy. This is a really nicely look at the core fighter. Now, this is from 1997, so we're looking at newer technology that was made to produce this one, so you're getting a lot more detail in the kit than you would on the older ones. Here go all the features. This is a really good kit. This one is in This is a master grade kit. Trying to see what scale this is. Unit specialty mobile suit. Let's see if they have a scale on here anywhere. 1/100 scale, which explains the size. That is a fantastic looking mobile suit. Again, I had to bring this guy back because I have to show you the packaging on the inside of this. This is the instruction manual, which is, again, very cool, filled with all the technical stuff you'd expect if you could read Japanese. And then we move right on. Some really great photos. And we move into the build of the mech, which we're going to just buzz right through that, right past that. And then at the end we have this really great photograph of the back. And the reason you get a really great photograph of the back is because in the box, now we have this is inside the box, they have this really great photograph of the front. So this is what you have as a photo reference. This is what you have as a photo reference for the kit, which is fantastic. And this is what they use to cover. All the screws and everything are underneath this photograph inside the kit. But that is some really nice packaging. Okay, just had to bring it back to show you that. Okay, and here we have 3 more Gundams. This is a very small Gundam kit. This is pretty cool. This is F78-1, so this is a precursor to the 78-2. And full armor type. This is from, let's see if we can find a year on this. 144 scale. I don't see a year. Don't see a copyright date on here. But it is a cool looking little mobile suit. Let's see if we can, focusing on everything in the background there. Let's get this out of the way. Almost looks like a prototype of the RX-78. Pretty cool. Now this one here is also very cool. Let's get a good look at that box art. It says transformable mobile suit, 144 scale. This one is from 1988. Again, Bandai. Gundam Sentinel 5. Let's take a look at this guy. Wow, look at him, he's loaded for bear. Let's give another look on this side. Ah, that is very cool. And then we have, this one says Silhouette Formula 91. Vigna Zera. I'm not really sure what series this is from. This is from 1992. It is a pretty good looking one though. Let's give you a good look at him. Oh, that's a good looking mobile suit. And he is in 144 scale, I want to say. No, 1/100 scale. Alright, so that takes care of that one. Whoops, I don't think I was recording anything. Okay, now I'm back. Alright, in case you guys didn't hear, if I didn't press the button right, because I don't think I did. That's it for this video tonight. If I'm saying this again, you guys can just skip to the end because you've already heard it. That's got me through most of my Gundam stuff and most of my Japanese anime. I'm more than 3/4 of the way through the Japanese anime before I start on all the other stuff, cars, spaceships and stuff like that. So if you stuck with me this long, you'll be sticking through the rest, I guess. I mean, because there's going to be a lot more interesting stuff coming up, different subject matter. So stick around. Remember, like, give a thumbs up, subscribe. Subscribing is very important, and stick around because there's more to come. All right, guys, I will see you on the next one.